Hi everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady, and I'm just walking outside after a relatively significant rainstorm, which I would normally be celebrating, but we're set up for Oktoberfest, which is what I wanted to show you all today as a part of my weekly garden tour. We love hosting parties. It's part of the reason that we want to purchase the house next door and be able to expand and actually create some space that's permanently covered, so that when we are throwing a party, we don't have to worry about coordinating with the skies. But nevertheless, tonight's going to be super fun. Just going to count on all the gardeners who are coming that they are smart enough to wear rubber. It's a rubber boot kind of day. So you can see I have the peanuts set up here. My plan was to have the kids who are coming take the peanuts off the plants. But I'm gonna have to dry some stuff out. Like, I started doing it, but you know, this is the opposite of what you really want for your peanuts, at least. You don't really want them to get rained on. I mean, I guess it's okay. It'll wash off some of the soil. But they're definitely gonna have to dry out longer now. I think it's good to get them off the plant. I'm just not sure the kids are gonna be willing to do it. It's gonna be kind of messy. But we always like having, you know, stations on the ground, plenty of seating. Worst comes to worst, I don't think it's gonna rain anymore, but we could always sort of move into the garage. It's not really set up for having a big party. So the thing I'm probably most excited about are the homemade decorations. So those are poppies, just spray painted black. And then this is sorghum from the garden. And then those are some of the miniature pumpkins that I bought in the mountains. But I did go out and harvest a bunch of things. In fact, this cushaw squash I'm actually gonna cook. But I harvested some bird's nest gourds. And I harvested my first seminal pumpkin of the season. The burlap is such a good idea when it's dry, but I think it's okay. There is the seminal pumpkin, and there's another bird's nest gourd that I harvested. So, I love being able to use decorations that I grow. It's really makes it, I think, extra special. David has burning station set up. The Land Rover will be our drink station. And we're gonna concentrate food up on the back patio between the potting bench that never is used as a potting bench, it's a bar and buffet, and the succulent table. Yes! Awesome.
You're not doing that? I think this is spinning.
Well, it's the morning after Oktoberfest, and Cubby has found his favorite seat of all time. It's a cushion wrapped in a coffee burlap sack. And I don't think he's gonna ever let us take these away. This is definitely Cubby's new spot. We need to get him some lederhosen for next year, because he was the star of last night, greeting everybody. Of course, the cold front came through. It actually feels like autumn. We have beautiful blue skies, and we're just letting all the rest of the burlap dry out. Because, of course, leading up to the party, we had a massive rainstorm. Honestly, it just wouldn't be a party at the Arthur house if it didn't rain. And on today's to-do list is to teach the cats how to pull peanuts off of the plant so that they can dry more efficiently, particularly after yesterday's sudden rain. This won't take very long. Just a process of pulling them off, letting them sit in the sun. Well, we've just about gotten Oktoberfest taken down. We're gonna leave this table here for a few days, but I am gonna bring these in at night, and specifically I'm gonna bring them inside our house because I had the rice out open in the shed, and there's definitely like a mouse or something that's living over there in that shed because it's stolen a bunch of rice overnight. So these will have to come inside and then come out during the daylight for the next couple of days to make sure that they're fully dried. As you can see, I've been making progress getting some of the summer beds transitioned to the cool season. I've got snapdragons and violas and Ms. America mustard planted in here, and similar plants over there. I did a green and direct seeding installation as well. And I really like how it looks when you have, you know, the juxtaposition of summer compared to fall. But still lots of stuff looking great in here. Yesterday a cold front blew through, brought us a bunch of rain right before our party. But today we've been graced with these clear Carolina blue skies. Everything just pops against it. You can see all the summer things are going strong in here. I'm still harvesting tomatoes. There are some figs that are ripening. And over here we actually have a little fire going. It feels really nice. It's a little chilly out now, especially in the shade, but this burn barrel is nice and warm. You don't even have to get that close to it to feel it. Salvia leucantha looking absolutely spectacular. Definitely a favorite corner of the foodscape. The Seminole pumpkins are doing great. I harvested some yesterday. There's a lot of pumpkins growing. It'll be really fun to do the official count in a few weeks. And I did harvest the peanuts from this border today. And it's great because you can really hardly even tell, but I'll be looking at doing like a massive turnover of this bed after we have frost. So I'm not gonna get too ahead of myself over here. This is primarily gonna be poppies and larkspur and different grains for the winter season. And the Puerto Rican Evergreen okra continues to be awesome. I'm starting to go ahead and harvest the small pods for eating again because I think I'm gonna have plenty of seeds. The next bed to deconstruct, probably tomorrow, will be this one. I'm really excited to see how many sweet potatoes I get from this big stand of Treasure Island. I'm not gonna tackle the arch yet because I just think it's too pretty. I just don't have the heart to deconstruct it. It's definitely my favorite part of the garden for summer 2021. I was noticing last night in the darkness how tall the papyrus is. You know, it's almost reaching the roof line. It's pretty awesome. And with every passing day, this kufia gets better and better. It's taller than me now. And usually by Halloween, it's just absolutely covered in blooms. But you can see it's a substantial plant. Did not think it was going to be hardy, but here we are on the south side, and this is a serious Zone 8 microclimate. Everything in here in the driveway bed continues to do great. I can't believe how, since I renovated this bed last winter, how these strawberries have filled in as a ground cover. It's just such a wonderful multi-purpose plant to be able to grow, to suppress weeds, and simultaneously get delicious harvests. And out into the front bed, it's looking colorful. That combo here of the red pentas and the blue salvia and the yellow marigolds, I really, really like this color combo. I know it looks a little funny in the video because it's really bright. And then of course, the giant colocasias. This is Thailand giant, and they continue to flower. It's the craziest thing. Look, this is a new bloom getting ready to open, and tons more seed coming. I'm gonna have a lot of seed. The many shades of green bed, that's what I've started calling this. Lots of textures. A crinum in bloom from Jake's Farmer. I have to ask him what the name of this is because I never remember. And out here at the front of the border, this has really, what I was dreaming of back in June when I planted it, this has achieved that and exceeded it. I have to say, these dahlias from Aldi are really impressive, but I really love all of the dahlias in here. These other ones, all the different colors and forms, are seed grown from floret flower, and they're beautiful. They're like stained glass when the sun shines through them. The bees absolutely love them, and I really like all these peachy colors mixed with my general theme of red. Here's another border that I just don't have the heart to disturb. This is that same chartreuse leafed sweet potato from the Treasure Island series, and I'm just not ready to disassemble this. It's done exactly what I hoped it would do, plus some. I had no anticipation that it would grow this well in such, like, this is a pretty shady corner now. I'd say this only gets maybe 4 hours of direct sun, but it's just done so well. Hopefully it'll have, you know, good tubers to be able to harvest, but I have to remind myself that even if it doesn't, it has been worth growing for the fact that it has been such a low maintenance ground cover all summer long. Really, really impressed with these Treasure Island sweet potatoes. Well, we ate our first cushaw squash last night, and it was delicious. So I'm probably gonna start harvesting some of these. Boy, they are really heavy. I have a lot of different sizes. They're really dense. I'm so thrilled with how this border ended up. I really like that there's some zinnias mixed in, some sesame that's drying, but overall being a giant pumpkin / squash patch. This has brought me a lot of joy this summer. I definitely would like to do this again. And you can see the chrysanthemums, the perennial mums, are just starting to open the color. Behind that is Calicarpa acuminata, and this is the Mexican native beautyberry, and you can see it gets really, really dark berries. And over here, the Welch's pink Calicarpa americana continues to do really well. Such a pretty plant. And then there is the white-berried form of our native beautyberry. I hope you've enjoyed today's tour, and I look forward to catching up with you again next week. I'll be tying in a lot of the videos that I'm making now as I'm doing seasonal transitions. I'll be tying those updates into these weekly garden tours. It's just the easiest way to keep the information available. So be sure to tune in every Sunday when I post a new tour from my home foodscape here in Central North Carolina's Zone 7. Thanks for watching, everybody.